Yo, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today? Beautiful day, beautiful night, beautiful. Today is the 13th of June 2020. This is podcast number 23. Let me put the music. It's too loud. Okay. We're gonna talk about esports today. Fun little topic. I mean, esport is now it's something to watch. It's famous in the gaming industry as well. So yeah, guys, welcome. We're waiting for some people to join. It's 4 o'clock. So yeah, guys, how you guys doing? What's up with life? How's the music? Is it alright? You guys hear me or no? Yeah. So yeah, guys, what's up?
Good afternoon.
Hey man, what's up?
I'm doing alright. Just had some lunch. How about you?
I'm good, chilling. I just read a book. Yeah, just chilling. Nothing special. It's a beautiful day today. It's been raining. It's been a lot of gray sky in the Netherlands. So yeah, it's great today. A bit of rain for the plants, for the flowers, and now it's sunny. It's sunny here. How about you, man?
Kinda weird. Been raining like yesterday, I think, all day long, and now it's like sunny all day long. Kinda warm.
Yeah, it is warm.
Really warm, actually.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's been I haven't seen it hasn't rained a lot, so I was actually happy to see some rain. And not only for me, just for the plants and stuff. Cause it sucks.
Kinda needed.
Yeah, it's since last year it's been dry. There's no water and shit for the plants, and a lot of plants are dying because it's too hot. It's too fucking shiny. So yeah, welcome back. 13th of June 2020, episode number 23, Oberon Kingdom. We're missing one. Almost forgot because it's 3 people, the same people as always. Let me check.
I messaged the weed, but I'm not sure where he is right now.
Yeah. Let me send him a message. In the meantime, we can just talk, I guess. Oh shit!
Yep.
I forgot. Every week we have a quote. The quote of the week for today's week is: start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Quite motivating quote. And if you want to know whose quote this is from Arthur Ashe. And who is Arthur Ashe? I don't know. Oh, perfect. A Afro-American tenniser. Oh,
Yeah, so it basically just means that no matter where you are at, just use what you have and you can achieve greatness, no matter what situation you're in.
Yeah.
You just gotta work for it.
Do your best. I see. Do your best. So that's a cool quote from him. Yeah, good to see those quotes from back in the day, 1990, 64, whatever. I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna talk about esports today. Esports is a big thing in the gaming community. So we're gonna talk about that for today, which is fun. I haven't been playing a lot. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know. I've been doing some other stuff. So I got a new course I'm doing. I'm reading some books, working out a lot as well. Really working out to get that summer body. Talking about that, how's your diet going? It's been a month. Right?
Yeah, it's almost been 2 months. It's almost over. I need to do it for 2 more weeks, and then I'm basically done with it. I've lost 15 kilograms so far, so it's actually really good. So I need to try and lose 5 more in the next 2 weeks, and I should be fine.
How
Food
much?
is good.
Yeah, yeah. How much do
I
you weigh
need
now?
70, so I need to lose like 5 more, and I'll be happy with it.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, man. Good to see. So, and how is it going? How is the diet going
Uh,
and stuff?
I mean, it's already been 1.5 months, and I think I'll be really happy once it's over because 2 months is a really long time. I just wanna go back to eating my pizza, for example. But
So,
yeah, the food is quite alright. Like chicken every day, or tuna, and salads, all the good stuff.
yeah, and you feel better, I guess, or no?
Eventually, it's good that I can keep myself busy with playing League, so I don't have to feel too hungry all the time.
True, true.
So distraction is good.
Are you feeling healthy? Are you feeling good?
Not yet. Once it's over and I can go back to my normal eating pattern, I will feel actually healthy. Right now, it's like I feel kind of unhealthy just because I'm like forcing the weight loss. But once I just go back to drinking normal stuff and eating normal stuff, I should start feeling healthy again. Because this is not a healthy way to live. It's just an efficient way to lose weight, basically.
Yeah. Well, no, as we had a podcast about this about diet, and diet is not the healthiest way to lose fat. We all know that this is true. But yeah, if you want to do it, you can do it like this. I just want to know, are you gonna go back to your old habits, eating a lot, and because if you do that, then it's gonna be, what's the point
The
of
thing
doing the
is,
diet?
I never really ate a lot. I just ate enough to actually not lose weight, but also not gain weight. It was like always in between. So if I go back to the normal thing, I'll just stay at the weight that I'm at that moment. So it's fine for me. I'm never eat like too much. The only reason I went all the way up is because I ate like every single time my mom would make me eat. And since I don't have to do that, it should be fun.
Okay, cool. Oh, interesting. So you're gonna stay at 64, I guess, 64 kilograms.
Between 65 and 70. That's what I'm gonna try to keep it at until I start building muscles, but because then it has to go up. But other than it's fine.
So 65. All right, cool. That's good to hear. We're still waiting for the weep. No
Yeah,
reply.
I think he's busy, so we can just go ahead and start it.
Yeah. Well, unlucky. I guess we'll hear from him later. Maybe he'll drop in later on. Maybe he's sleeping. Something else. So we're gonna talk about the esports. Uh, I think we all know esports. Maybe for those people who don't know, uh, what is an esport? What's esports? What does that mean? King of Kings.
Esports is basically an event like regular sports like basketball, soccer, football, rugby, American football, and so on. But because it's the esport, it's basically anything that has to do with an online competitive environment. You can think about League of Legends, about Dota, about World of Warcraft, you name it. Even chess has like a esports event every year. Like anything that's in an online platform is considered an esports as long as there's like multiple teams fighting for it or multiple solo players fighting for it, and there's a championship title and all that kind of stuff. Uh, yeah, so there are different skills. Obviously, some games are more popular, so it has more people. Some are team games, some are mobile games. You name it. And I think the biggest esports at the moment is League of Legends, but I might be maybe mistaken. Maybe World of Warcraft and Dota are bigger, but I don't know the stats for it, basically. So the reason I want to talk about this today is the LCS and the LEC actually started again last night. And the LEC is like the European Championship Series for League of Legends, and the LCS is the American Championship Series for the League of Legends. And yeah, I was watching it, and sometimes still amazes me how big of an event it actually is. Because there's like production, there is entertainment, there are matches, there's like sponsors, so much going on around the esports as well as the game itself. And I feel like esports will slowly start taking over the mainstream world more often. Like some people already mentioned that esports will come to live TV at some point. And yeah, the interest is just growing more and more. And it's become a sport that is as big as a multi-billion-dollar event every
Mm.
year for League of Legends alone already. But the other competitions also have like multiple hundred thousands of um, a prize pool for teams to fight over,
Yeah.
and it's entertaining to watch just because of all the stuff going on around it. So that's basically what esports is.
Cool esports. So basically, it's just a sport, but on the internet.
Basically, simply put,
So we can call it the E stands for Ethernet, internet
the same
games.
as an email, like mail, but from the internet.
And yeah, it's growing as you said. True. It's fun to watch. True. Definitely true. And I think also as you said, I think League of Legends is the biggest one. At least the main, because yeah, I think it's the main one. The biggest one right now is League of Legends, definitely. 100%, it has to be. Also, it's maybe a few years back, it was actually finally announced that League of Legends was officially a sport. Thanks.
Yeah, so I googled it and it says the biggest esport is Dota 2 tournaments with teams and players over 100 million by June of 2017.
Yeah. So they get out. The Dota community has a lot of money,
Yeah,
but that's because they're more in the game. League of Legends came like how many years later? 15 years later.
yeah. So what I'm seeing here are, let me check it out real quick. So the biggest games in the esports right now are Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota 2, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Fortnite, King of Fighters, League of Legends, Mortal Kombat, and Overwatch.
Overwatch.
So those are the biggest esports games at the moment.
I remember when
And
yeah, I remember when Overwatch came online, and to buy a esports spot, you had to pay $5 million, which is crazy.
it's not that much if you consider how many spots there are available in the esports place. And Overwatch was huge on release because it's a Blizzard game, and those always get a huge amount of attention.
Yeah, but if you invest 5 million, then you have to expect you want to have 1 million, 5 million back or more.
Yeah, it's like a long-term deal, basically.
Yeah,
You buy it once, and you can also sell your spot at some point for like
true,
4
true.
million or something. But it's like an investment,
We'll see. Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think it's good just because you show dedication towards the sport. Because if you pay 5 million, the tournament just becomes better because they know there's a huge investment in it, so they expect the best of the best players to show up on the scene, and that just gives force more entertainment. And considering the football teams and stuff, they need to pay literally almost a billion, maybe even, for a spot in the UEFA Cup.
true. So the question now is it gonna become big? And
Yeah,
And now this team is gonna get their money back. I think the same goes for the League of Legends, huh? Or no?
Yeah, I don't think it's a few 5 million, but it is a franchise after all, so they need to invest a lot just to get a spot. I think they introduced that in season 7, so 3 years ago. And until season 7, it was like the best team they can just enter right away. They just need to be good enough to qualify. And then at some points, some teams just don't get a spot anymore because business is business, and people need to, because there's a growing interest. The more money somebody pays for it, the more chance of a spot they'll get. I remember there was a team in America which was Immortals, and they had a lot of success. They had a lot of titles and stuff. They had a good team, but they needed to disband because the management didn't have enough money to actually secure spots on the roster. So they had to um, close it out, and then they basically saved up money for like a year or two, and then they came back after those 2 years when they had enough money for it. Aside from, of course, having a team that is actually good at the game.
I think Pobelter was in that team.
Yeah, Belter, Huni, Rainover, Walterdo, and I forgot the name of the support, but they had a really good team, and I think they won every single game except for one during the season. But yeah, they were a really good team, but just because of the money, they weren't allowed to continue as a team
Hmm.
in season 8, I think.
Yeah, unlucky, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, so esports is growing a lot, and there is yeah, just because the what is it that's actually attracting people to watch esports? If you were to watch an LCS match or something else, what would your reason be?
I think if I wanted to watch a LCS or LEC team, it would have been because Friends, maybe Friends. They're playing in the team. That's one. Second would be to see cool plays, next level plays that you wouldn't see in ranked for League of Legends or for Overwatch, like insane plays. Just to see the top of the top, the highest level. And so entertainment. What else would I watch? To support the team, to support a team, just like in football, support Barcelona, Madrid, Real Madrid, basketball, Lakers, in the American football, Dolphins and stuff like that. I think support the team will let me watch it, the whole championships and stuff like that.
Yeah, so for me, to watch esports is mainly to improve. I play League of Legends a lot, so the esports League of Legends environment, uh, they have like coaches, they have staff, they have like practice. They play like 20 hours a week, for example, on just playing as a team, aside from their solo practice, that kind of stuff. And the dedication they put into actually playing the best of their best and then displaying that on the stage in front of the world. That's the main reason for me to watch it, that I can actually watch the reasoning behind everything that they do, the way they play their wards, the way they make the ganks, all of that. Is mainly just for me to improve myself once I play the game again, because I'm kind of competitive and I'm always trying to improve with the things that I do. And watching these things played by the professional players, people who know exactly how to play the game and how to do everything, it's making me improve a lot, and that's why I'm watching esports a lot. And same as you, I like supporting teams. I'm a fan of TSM, so whenever TSM is playing, I always want to watch the matches, just not necessarily for the gameplay, but also just because of the players on the team, basically. I feel like in the esports, like everybody has a favorite team in any kind of sports. For football, there are fans. For basketball, there are favorite teams. And same goes for esports. The favorite team for me is TSM, which stands for Team Solo Mid. And it's actually really fun because there's an event every year, which is on a live audience and stuff, and all the teams show up there. So I have been to some esports events before since 2015. 2015, I went to one in Rotterdam, which had which was like a viewers party. So there were like only Dutch people there, and we were all watching the games together on the big screen in the cinema hall. And it just feels great to just be around people who share the same kind of passion for a sport like you do. Like the arenas when people are yelling and just showing passion and everything, all of that stuff. It brings in a huge factor of fun for most people, and it's allowing me to travel as well because in 2018 I went to Berlin. 2019 I also went to Berlin. There was an event one in Rotterdam which I went to. There was an event in France which I wanted to go to. But the tickets were sold out in like 10 minutes back then. So they hire like stadiums for the events, but they get sold out really fast, faster than you would imagine. So there was like an arena with I think 10,000 seats, and those 10,000 seats were sold out in the first 10 minutes of going on sale. So to actually attend to those events, you need to be really fast. Also, tickets will just sell out so fast because there are fans all around the world, and they just travel from all the way from Australia, from Tokyo, Japan, from America, if it's like in Paris, for example. So I think the people have a huge contribution to esports being as big as they are, because if they wouldn't show the interest that they would, I don't think it would grow at all. But I guess that's the same as in every single sport that there is out there.
Oh,
The interest in people built a certain sport.
I agree. I agree.
And there recently was like a question which was like, can esports be considered a real sport? And there were different answers to it. Some people would say no, real sports contain physical activities, and others say yes, because sports is all about entertainment. It's about an audience. It's about excitement. It's about filling out stadiums, that kind of stuff. So there are like different answers to it. What would your answer be? Is esports a real sport?
Yes, it is a real
And why
sport.
would that? What would your reason be for it to think that way?
So, when do you consider a sport a sport? So, when do you consider a sport a sport? When it's more than, when there are rules applied to it, when there are competitions for it, there are people, community who are watching it and doing it at the same time, and if there is a legit um, legit competition for it. So that's how you, and also to be considered a sport, you need to be registered in the Olympics as well, officially. Which, guess what? League of Legends is. It's officially a sport. Um, I mean, a sport has to be competitive, 100%. It has to be competitive. Uh, Rules has to be applied to it. You have to be able to win fair, without any luck chance, because is poker a sport? Yes, because you have to calculate and you have to think about your moves, bluffs, and all that stuff. So I think League of Legends is a sport, or esports. What do you think?
Yeah, I do consider it sport because the definition of a sport to me is there is a huge prize pool. There is multiple teams fighting for that prize pool, and there is competitiveness. And those three things are like the main things for me to consider something a sport. And yeah, most esport games have that. Even if it's like chess, there's so much strategy. There's so much practice going into it. All of it something only the best of the best can play. And yeah, I feel like it's a huge challenge to actually become the best of the best. And that being said, there is a one person in the esports world, which is for sure all the way at the top. He's basically the Cristiano Ronaldo in football, or even Lionel Messi. Let's not name one without the other because that will upset some fans. But yeah, and that person is basically Faker. Faker is basically the god of the esports, not only League of Legends, but also all over every single game. If you have like you have different games, you have different rules, but all of them come to one conclusion. You have two different teams and one winner. And yeah, Faker, no matter how many years pass by, he has always remained consistently at the top of the place, and he barely has any bad, like he barely makes any mistakes. And to do that so consistently for so long just puts you at the top, being named the god of a game. And I watched a video recently where they were like discussing the top 10 players in the esports sports world. And there were like players from CSGO, from World of Warcraft, from Dota, you name it. And Faker was basically a number one just because of all the achievements that he has. He's a three-time world champion. He has been in the World Cup at least 8 times or 7 times in his career. He's been in the finals more than anyone else. And yeah, I feel like the player base. Oh, and he is also like a millionaire just because of his gaming career. So when millions are involved into esports, I do consider that a sport in general, considering the millions and millions that people are willing to play for a player in football.
Yep. Uzi, you know Uzi?
Uzi actually retired recently.
Yes, he retired. He was also a superstar in the esports. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
so he is considered the best ADC. There are like 5 roles in League of Legends, but one of the roles is an AD carry, and he's considered the best of the best all across the world. And the second would be Double Lift, which is still in the game, but Uzi is retired.
And where does Double Lift play?
He
But
plays in TSM right now, so he actually has a match quite in a few hours. And he's the only, or like he's one of the only people to have. No, he's the first person to get 1,000 kills in the esports environment. So he has gotten 1,000 kills plus since season 8, I think, season 7. So 2 years ago, he he was the first person ever to reach 1,000 kills, and he's an AD carry.
who plays in TSM?
He plays in TSM right now.
Who else plays in the TSM?
So at the top lane, it's Broken Blade. In the jungle, it's I forgot his name, but he's from the academy team. He played a few times on the on the number one team from TSM, but he's new. It used to be Dardoch, but they replaced Dardoch. There's a lot of drama involved around it, but it's someone else now. The mid lane is Bjergsen, who's also considered like the god of esports as well, together with Faker at mid lane. So those are like the two mid laners that are considered the biggest players at the mid lane. The ADC is Double Lift, and the support is Biofrost, who they have Double Lift and Bifrost played together in season 8, so 2 years ago. So they do have synergy together. And their first match of the summer split is gonna happen tonight.
What time?
In a few hours, I can look up the schedule. Oh, so it's a good point. What I like about League of Legends is they have a site completely dedicated to the esports, and it's called watch.lolesports.com. I think you can look it up for the stream as well.
watchesports.com.
Watch.lolesports.com.
Watch.
.lolesports.com. Yeah. So this is like the site completely dedicated to esports. They're like live watching events. Uh, Live is basically from every single region of the world. There is Korea, China, America, Europe, and so on. You can watch that live on the thing. Then there's a schedule of when every match is going to take place for every single region. Um, on the right side, you can select the parts that you do want to follow. So you need to click on North America and then click on LEC and LCK to turn those off. So turn on America and then turn off the other two. Yeah, so you turn those off and now only LCS matches show up. And at 11 p.m. local time, so 11 p.m. for us, 10 p.m. UK time, TSM is going to play against Team Liquid. This is an interesting match because every team has a backstory to it. Double Lift used to be in Team Liquid like a few weeks ago, but he swapped teams from Team Liquid to TSM. So he's actually going to face his old team now. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see how it will end up. And before the match starts, they always have like a little bit of a promo, just to show some backstory about the players and so on. So I'm actually looking forward to that when it starts.
So it's playing.
11 p.m.
This is UK time though.
No, in local time.
English Europe.
Yeah, it's local time, so it's your own time zone. If you were in the UK right now, it would say at 10.
Uh, Francois. Alright, yeah, it's 11. Cool, man. So, oh wait, it's there's also another team playing, and that's Evil Genius versus Counter Logic Gaming (CLG).
Yep. So CLG and TSM used to be the biggest teams at the beginning of the season. Like season 1, season 2, that kind of stuff. But the teams have evolved a lot over the past couple of years. And what I like about this website is even if you miss the match, there's like the VODs at the top. So when you click on VODs, you can look at the matches again because it's all live. It's all recorded, so you can just rewatch them at any time. And considering that this is free, like League of Legends is complete a free game, and everything they produce and show, it's completely free. And they're getting their revenue from the skins that they make and the in-game stuff. So I'm quite happy with the quality of content that they give compared to not having to pay for the content. Because you can consider this site like some kind of a Netflix. But yeah,
True.
it's a great site.
It's a great company. Also, maybe a little bit backstory with TSM, Double Lift, and CLG.
Yeah. So Team Solomit, TSM, they are basically one of the first teams to ever join the LCS, which is the League of Legends Championship Series. And they've been a relevant team over the past 10 years that it has existed. And back then, there was one other team that also existed back then, and that was COG. So Team Solomit and Team Counter Logic Gaming, those are the two first teams to enter the LCS scene. And they've been a team ever since then. And then in season 3, I think Cloud9 joined, Team Liquid joined as well. Dignitas and Evil Genius were also a team at some point, but they left for a while, and then they came back. Same for Immortals, FlyQuest, is quite a new team. So from all the teams, 8 of them are changing pretty much, but COG and TSM, they have been the two teams that have been here from the start all the way up until now. And TSM is a multi-time world champion. COG also won like 3 times. They were really dominant for 3 times. But there was like a rivalry going on. Like, it's for example, do you know 2 football teams that are like biggest rivals right now? Because I don't follow soccer.
Maybe Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Yeah, for example, like it's that kind of the big rivalry. Like one team is always trying to prove to the other that they're better, and it's been a rivalry that has been going on for like 6 years, and so on. And then after the 6 years, TSM kind of proved themselves to be the better team. Um, and CLG pretty much dropped all the way to the bottom. Meanwhile, but yeah, they have like a rivalry just because of the owners. TSM's owner is Reginald, Counter Logic Gaming's owner. I forgot his name, but they've been having a rivalry, and they basically carried the LoL esports entertainment part throughout the first few years of League of Legends. And yeah, I don't think the esports would be as big right now as it is if it wasn't for TSM, because they have a lot of uh, they have a huge fan base, they have a huge community, they have a lot of things invested into things into the esports. And they recently actually bought a building for 50 million euros dollars.
Oh, true, true, true. I saw
So
that.
if you wonder how big esports actually is, DSM is one team on the esports, and they bought a building with like 10 floors or something, which is an office for TSM, and it cost them like $50 million just to buy the building. And it's only used for esports. So the entire building is just for esports, and that's basically how big of a company it is. It's it's huge. So if one team is already worth that much, imagine the LCS in general. I think from the last time I looked it up, it was season 6, I think. And season 6, Riot Games has earned $2.08 billion just from like overall revenue from everything. So LCS, the skins, the merchandise, the videos, you name it.
True, true. Also, C9 is also a has a long history. Am I correct?
Yeah, so C9 actually started in season 3, I think, around the end, and they were basically the new kids on the block, and they took the worlds over. Uh, Even though it was like the first time they showed up, they became like the second place right away in the first season that they started playing. And they've always been consistent since then. They've always, like every single year, they were in the LCS. And yeah, they're basically just as huge as DSM. They were they have a huge fan base. They have a huge amount of money to invest. They have their own company, you name it, and they're actually the current champions of the LCS. So the current champions from the LCS, the American LCS, is Cloud9. The LEC from Europe is G2, and LCK I actually don't know, but I think it's SKT T1 probably. And SKT T1 is basically the number one team in the world, because they've won the championship on 3 different years.
Yeah, it's true, mate. It's funny that I only played this game since season 2, I guess. Mm,
Yeah, so
maybe
if we
season 1.
compare season 1 to season 5, for example, season 1 was like a hall with maybe like 300 fans in the audience, and there were like 10 PCs next to each other, and they just played on it.
Oh yeah, true.
Then season 5, it was in Korea, and they had a stadium with I think 50,000 seats sold out, and in front of the stadium there were like another 100,000 people or something. Well, not 100,000, but I think it was season 4 actually. Now that I think about it, I'll look up an image.
Season 4. League of Legends has been doing some great things. They have Legends of Runeterra. They got Valorant now. They got not Hearthstone. The other one. What's the game? I forgot the game, dude. Legends of Runeterra. They got Valorant. They got League of Legends, and they got the other one. Fuck, I
There's Wild
forgot.
Rift, there's Teamfight Tactics, there is Blitzwing Adventures. There are like 7 different games going on, and they're also starting their series pretty much. But I have an image to
to,
show. I'll put it on the admin channel.
to prove it's all real.
So if you look on the admin channel, there's a picture which compares season 1 to season 4, basically.
Season 2 was
Oh
insane as
wait,
well.
it's no wait, it's too small.
Wait, I can make it bigger, right? Yeah.
I don't think it shows enough.
Crazy, crazy, dude, crazy. Small, bigger, and then bigger. Season 1 was Fnatic. Also, why did just a quick question? Maybe you know this. Why did Double Lift leave Team Liquid?
So there's a lot of drama going on in the TSM world, let's say. And the drama is Doublelift was a long-time member of Team Liquid. He's been there for like 1.5 years for 3 splits. And even though he's there, he's dating a girl whose name is Lena, and she's the president of TSM. So she's the president of TSM. She's the ex-girlfriend of the owner of TSM, which is Reginald. And Doublelift is now dating Lena. And basically the drama surrounding around it is that Doublelift is going to get special treatment right now just because he's dating the higher ups in the company. So he's getting special treatment regardless of the rest of the team, for example. I mean, Bjergsen is a co-owner of TSM now, so he's also like with the special treatment. But the other 3 members, uh, they won't get special treatment. They won't be prioritized just because of their status in the team. So that being said, there was the drama around Dardoch, their jungler, and the drama was because Doublelift is dating Lena. Lena's taking care of the presidential stuff from TSM, while Doublelift is basically in the same room playing video games. And because of this, Doublelift is getting to hear all the stuff in the management that's going on in TSM. So even though he was in Team Liquid, he got all the information he needs about TSM while he was playing in Team Liquid. And because of that, Dardoch, there was like one video where Lena was on a meeting with TSM where she said it's not my fault that nobody wants to recruit Dardoch. So on live stream, she basically said that they don't want to have Dardoch in their team anymore, and there isn't a single other team out there who wants Dardoch on the team either. And that was like on the background from Double F stream, so nobody was supposed to hear that, but we did just because they're dating each other. And there was a lot of drama because of that, and it's also why Dardoch basically has no team right now. And yeah, Double F basically left TSM, one, probably because of Lena, because Lena's the president of TSM. And 2, being he was benched for quite a long time on Team Liquid. And he was basically not allowed to play the game for a while because he wasn't performing that well. And the management was unhappy with him. He was unhappy with the management. So those combined was just the decision for him to leave Team Liquid for TSM.
Damn, that's crazy. But is he good? Is he still good, or is he just being?
He has his good moments. If he has a team that plays around him, he's still like the best ADC out there. He's probably the best ADC right now just because of the what's it called?
So he's
because
worth
Uzi's
it.
gone. He's he has the biggest name in the AD carry world right now. Faker has the biggest name in the mid lane world. The Shy has the biggest name in the top lane world. Supports Mad Life still, even though he doesn't play anymore. He still is like best support of all time.
Wait, isn't Uzi like also a name?
Who?
Reckless. Uzi.
Reckless. Reckless is up there, but Uzi is by far the best ADC that there is. And I'm not sure who the best jungler in the world is right now because it's changing quite a lot over the past years. Mainly because the jungle role is changing every single season.
Tyler 1 got challenger.
Who?
Tyler 1.
Nice.
He got
Yeah,
challenger
he got
in jungle.
to. Yeah, so he's been playing
That's
Ivern
crazy.
in the jungle, and he got to challenger with it.
Holy shit. And he played how many games? Like almost 2K games.
1,000. Oh, over. Yeah, 2,000 games in.
Yeah, 1,800. But he got challenger though, which is insane. For me, that's insane. I mean, he's an ADC main. He
Yeah,
switched
so
to
he got
jungle.
to challenger
That's
as
crazy.
ADC, and he also got to challenger as jungle. So he got challenger in both roles basically.
I mean, that guy has a lot of word ethic, which is crazy for me. Which is,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. All right, so Double Lift left because the management was bad at Team Liquid, and he had a good relationship with TSM. But even though, isn't it allowed? Like, if you cannot date your employees.
It's esports, so
Yeah,
it
it's a company
it's
still.
yeah. I mean, every company has their own rules. Some rules don't let you date your employees just so to avoid special treatment. But DSM is like a pretty small team of people. So they have like the management people, but they also have like the user team people, which is like only 10 people. So I don't think it applies in that
No.
situation.
Do you think Double Lift is getting a treatment?
He is getting special treatment for sure. Just the fact that he gets to hear all the decisions that is made in TSM before Biofeld, before Broken Blade, before even Bjergsen. It's yeah, he's getting the special knowledge, so he knows. Like for example, if the management is unhappy with double lift, Lina will know that, and Lina will tell it to him. So he has a chance to actually improve some stuff if they're unhappy. Whereas if they're unhappy with Biofrost, Biofrost won't know about it until they confront him about it. So yeah, but Doublelift does have more information than everybody else on the team. So he will most likely not be kicked from the team, even if he performs bad, for example.
What happens if they break up then?
That's another issue. I mean, even though Reginald and Lena broke up, they're still working together. So I guess professionalism kind of is there, but the way they dealt with the Dark situation, that's kind of unprofessional.
Kind of weird. Uh, Dardock has any comments about this? What happened? He doesn't.
I haven't heard from him directly or anything about from him. I just read a message from Reginald that he's going to take care of it and make sure that Dardock is gonna stay well, regardless of the situation, because nothing's his fault.
So that sucks for Dardock.
Yeah, he's kind of fucked up right now. Let me just Google it up. Google real quick. Dardock news. Um. So Dardock was signed as the jungler for TSM in 2019, and he played for one split. So currently he's in Dignitas, apparently. So Dardock is currently in Team Dignitas, which is a team in the LCS. And he is Dardoch's contract is updated in GCD, Global Contract Database with Dignitas. He joined the 26th of May. And he joined the main roster on June 11th. So he is in Team Dignitas right now as the main jungler, I think. I'll look it up real quick. Standings, Dignitas. Yeah, so I'm not sure if he's a starting jungler, but we'll find out tonight probably when he plays. But yeah. Oh, Acadian is also in Team Dignitas. Acadian was the previous jungler of TSM as well. So the two old junglers from TSM went to Dignitas basically.
Dignitas is also a big name. They have been in esports or League of Legends for a long time. Team
They
Dignitas.
have been, and then they left for a few years, and then they came back basically.
They bought out. They got bought out. I heard by what was the name? 100 Thieves. Or no?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, 100 Thieves is still in the LCS. I'm not sure who.
No, they bought out Dignitas because they had a spot because they already went. Remember when the old, do you know when Immortals
Oh,
got kicked out
yeah.
and Dignitas was bought out as well. I don't remember. Oh, Echo Fox, Echo Fox.
Oh, Team Echo Fox. Yeah.
I remember Team Echo Fox. They got bought out by Team Echo Fox. Insane. So yeah, I think. Do we have something else about the esports we want to talk about?
What I like about the esports is the players that they are on. They're actually like there's a lot of teams right now. G2 Esports, for example, it it was formed through an old player, and the old player was like, I want to make my own path, and then he came up with G2 Esports, and they were like the first team to actually have like a gaming house, and ever since then it has grown so much, and they have like the best. They're basically the best team to ever exist in Europe, but also one of the best teams to ever exist in the world, aside from SKTT1. I think it's a really good thing, and I think esports will continue to grow bigger and bigger over the next couple of years, and I'm happy about that.
Me too. I'm happy they're growing. I'm happy. Yeah, it's new, fresh, still fresh. I hope they do well. Actually, also for other games, World of Warcraft, um, Valorant, Teamfight Tactics, Hearthstone, all those stuff, Counter Strike. I hope they do well.
Yep, and I think that's all I have to say about esports, really.
The esports. Yeah, I don't have anything else. What's my favorite team in League of Legends? This is a good question, mate. I used to be a fan of Dignitas back in the old day in season two. You know what I'm saying? In season two, where Dignitas had a Kiwi Kid support, Cutie Pie, ADC. Mid lane was Shifter. The
Shifter, and then Skara was also on the team somewhere.
Scar was in season one, season two as well. And I forgot the top lane was the kid, dude. Top lane who became TSM top laner later on. He was Indian, from India. Well, with glasses and stuff. Well, it's okay. I think Dignitas for the USA and for the Europe. For Europe, I was always, I don't know. I was always cheering for Fnatic because Fnatic was always in the finals and always like being representing Europe always. Fnatic was the only one representing in League of Legends Europe because the other teams were trash and stuff.
Yeah, I like Fnatic because of the mid laner in season 5, which was Fabithin. He's
Fabian.
a Dutch player.
What happened to him?
He's playing right now with, I think it was SK Gaming, but he's still the mid laner for one of the teams in LEC.
Yeah, I remember Falvin. I think he became arrogant or something, and then something happened.
There was some drama with Grosgore, but that was ages ago already.
Holy shit! Crepo.
Prepo, yeah.
Holy
There was a lot
shit!
of drama with him as well. There's a lot of drama, but that's like the thing about sports in general. There's always drama going on everywhere, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's for me as well. I don't have anything else to add to the esports gaming.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to close it out then.
All right. Thank you for watching. Next week, same time. I hope more people will come online, or at least the week will be online.
Just the wait, really.
4 o'clock GMT +1, and that's Central European time. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy us talking about esports, or you found something new about esports that you didn't know about, maybe about the drama, maybe about the games and stuff and how it all started. Do you have something else to add?
No, just that I really like esports, and I think it's recommended for everybody to watch it if you're into League of Legends, for example, but even other games.
True. And where can you watch you?
Me?
Yes, you.
People can find me on YouTube. If you just look for the Jungle King, you'd find it, but I'm not really an active streamer or game player. I just play games for fun. That's pretty much my life. And yeah, I never introduced myself, but I'm Pentaking. And thanks for watching the stream, I guess. The video.
Video, yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. Till next week.
Yeah, see ya.